Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-600-9471. That's 800-600-9471. 800-600-9471.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
The year of our Lord 2016. The call-in number this morning is 603-672-0573. I have a confession to make. Thursday. Pretty nice. Unfortunately, Hampton Beach is usually overcrowded. Deserted, frankly. It's not easy to get to. It'll be the end of September and fall will be setting in. Yes, indeed. The call-in number this morning, folks, is 603-672-0573. to charge somebody with a crime or recommend they be indicted. And look what Hillary did, or look what Bill did, or look what, if people aren't going to do anything about it, don't complain and then do nothing. That's acting like a stupid millennial. Has a third party ever won a major, over the last 100 years, a major race? But there have been plenty of times when a third party candidate has prevented somebody who might have been on your side at least a little bit from winning the election. George Bush Sr. against Bill Clinton when we tossed in Ross Perot. Ross Perot took the vote. That was way more than enough for George Bush to win a second term. But no, we all look. I learned my lesson. Kind of did the same thing. We all threw a fit. Read my lips. No new taxes. Well, we had to have new taxes, and we all had a hissy fit. And we elected Bill Clinton. How did that work out for us? But we haven't learned our lesson. Oh, no. Hell no, we haven't learned our lesson. No, not only did we give Bill Clinton, a single term, we gave him two. And not only did we give him two, now we want to give his wife one. I mean, and we gave Barack Obama two. Even when literally half the country thought that Obama was trying to be a potentate or dictator and was going to suspend the election. I can't tell you how many people were afraid that Obama was going to suspend the elections. That he was going to remain in office because he couldn't see himself leaving because he was the best president this country's ever had. And he just wanted to keep on the... And yet and still, they thought that going to indict and go after Hillary. I'm not surprised. Told you this was going to happen. Thing's a nightmare. President Johnson. Do you think the Green Party has an effect in the Democrat Party? No, he can barely even get 2%. Doesn't affect if it's coming across, if you think that, well, you're just anti-third party, yes, I am. Because right now, standing behind criminal Hillary Clinton. You're just as dangerous to this country as they are. Plain and simple. So you add those two sides together, and is there any wonder why a Republican has a difficult time winning? And is it any wonder that so many people just sit down, sigh, give up, and throw their hands up and say, I give up? No wonder at all. None. Why not? Come on, try and challenge me. You're a third-party supporter? Why don't you? Hey, you're still a Ted Cruz supporter? I'm still getting Ted Cruz people. Well, that's why you should vote for Ted. Look, Ted Cruz cannot win. Get over it. He can't win the Republican nomination. He's going to
So many people are now learning it's the best natural way to lose weight. Get this, you don't even have to exercise or spend hours at the gym, and you'll never have to starve yourself ever again. Visit shrinkingwaistlines.com and get the 23-second waist shrinking exercise. That's so simple you'll be shocked to see the pounds just fall off. That's shrinkingwaistlines.com. It's time to get into great shape today.
It started with a knock, but it wouldn't end there. What happens in the story next, many wouldn't understand, and most wouldn't believe. 5 + 2 = Perfection by Samuel Rosette Jr. is a must-read. The scriptures within are reminders of the ancient past, and yet intriguingly infuses with texts which stand on the edge of the stage of relevancy. Available online at Westbow Press, Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and SamuelRosetteJr.com.
We've all heard of male enhancement, but now there's an expert on true male enhancement in the areas that really count. In Herb Ellis's book, Husband 2.0, Real Male Enhancement, you'll find answers to questions like, why doesn't she want to have sex? A quick start, quick results workout guide. Plus, what you can do as a side hustle to make money now. With all the great tips in this book, every man can benefit. Get the book, Husband 2.0 Real Male Enhancement, on Amazon.com.
How would you love to have your very own money-making website? Well, now you can. Just visit onlinehealthsource.net and become an affiliate, promoting and selling some of today's hottest new products, like anti-aging creams, supplements for him or her, HGH products, weight loss supplements, and much, much more. That's onlinehealthsource.net, offering you the chance to earn great money online, promoting products that everyone wants. onlinehealthsource.net. Sign up today and start your own online business right now.
(603-672-0573). I'm in a fighting mood this morning. I don't know why. I woke up on the right side of the bed. I wake up on the right side of the bed every morning. I never get up on the left side. Bah! Yeah, I still have a dry sense of humor too. I'm fired up about this, folks. I am just sick and tired of listening to a bunch of people whine, moan, and complain, and then do nothing about it, or do the same thing that they've been doing that got them to the place where they're whining, moaning, and pissing, and all that other kind of crap. I'm just done with it. You're gonna have to do better. You're gonna have to tell me why. You have to give me don't give me an emotional reason. Give me good look. You know, the founding fathers went through a lot of emotion when they decided finally to declare independence. But you know what won the day? It wasn't emotion. It was not emotion. Oh, sure, they were highly emotional. There were even some of the founding fathers that couldn't even stand each other. They were highly emotional. But at the end of the day, it was logic that swayed them all to sign the Declaration of Independence. Logic. If you think of, look, all they had to say was, all somebody had to finally say was logical and was correct. If you think what's happening in Boston is only going to stay in Boston, you got another thing coming. It's coming down to you too. And that is what got them all thinking, that's logically correct. The Crown does not like the colonists. The Crown does not consider us British. We're just colonists. And they're going to continue to pound the hell out of us until we totally and completely submit to Crown rule, which means being second-class citizens. Now, I know it's kind of ironic that those men back then would even think of such a thing and then go ahead and turn around and have slaves. I get it. I'm not going to go with talk about the slave, anti-slave, abolitionist, pro-abolitionist, all that kind of. I'm like, that's a whole separate issue. I never, look, as much as I love this country, I have never, ever claimed that it was perfect. Never. But I gotta tell you, does this mean that because we've had some hiccups or some bumps or some potholes in our country's history that we should just hang it all up, give it all up, go the way of the rest of the world, give up our liberty and our freedom, and just become subjects instead of citizens? Don't tell me about being a citizen of the world. They don't want you to be a citizen. A citizen is directly involved in their governance. Subjects are not. And what we've got is a bunch of leftists that want to tell you how to live. I got some stuff here. Yeah, and none of it's working, by the way. None of what the left tells you to do is, there's a new, Massachusetts, let me just bring you up to speed. I don't even live in Massachusetts, but this is going to keep me from ever living in Massachusetts. Mass is just full of a bunch of idiots. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts is populated, but supposedly some of the smartest people ever in the world live there because we have all these wonderful institutes of higher learning in Massachusetts. Massachusetts, I think, is New England has got more colleges per capita than any place on the planet, and I think Massachusetts, that state, has more institutes of higher learning than anywhere else on the planet. We've got Harvard and MIT. Harvard and MIT in on the same town. Then you got BC and BU, Boston College and Boston University, again in the same town. And then you got Holyoke, and you've got, Holy Cross, and you've got, the 5 colleges out in the West, which is, UMass Amherst, very popular, very prestigious, state school. You've got, tons of other Smith College and tons of big name colleges, Ivy League and near Ivy League schools here in Massachusetts. So we're supposed to be highly educated, right? Okay, so now they're going to say that out in Massachusetts, if you're going to sell your property, they want to put into a new law to the books for real estate or homeowners. Now, according to those who know in Massachusetts is in the top 3 states that are homes who are energy efficient. Now, understand, that's a huge feat. That is huge. Why? Because Massachusetts also has one of the 3 oldest home stocks. Now, that makes sense, considering that there are a lot of homes in Massachusetts that were built in the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s that are still standing and being occupied today. They've got an old inventory. But the law is saying that they're going to have to get an energy audit and pass an energy audit before they sell their home. Are you kidding? That's another step that the people of Massachusetts are going to have to go through in order to sell their own private property. Because somebody in Boston decided, well, hey, this is for the environment. We got to make sure all these houses are up to snuff, right? Because of the stupid global warming idiots. So on a voluntary basis, Massachusetts has risen to the top 3 most energy efficient homes in the nation. At the same time, while having, one of the nation's oldest home inventory. And you got a bunch of jackasses on Beacon Hill who want to force everybody into getting energy audits before they can sell their. So it's another expense in another law and another delay, because how long do you think it's going to take before people can come out there and give these people their energy audits? It could take months. So you want to sell your house in January? Oh, Ben, if you want to sell your house in the summer, I guess, the springtime and early summer when housing is really booming. Well, let me tell you something. You better get, a year early. Get started on that one. Just saying.
Hi, this is Matt Legore. Listen to me Fridays 4 to 5 p.m. on WLMW 90.7. We'll be talking about entrepreneurship, personal growth, business, or anything else inspiring. See you then.
Hello, this is Dr. Roger Gosselin of the Dr. Roger Gosselin Health and Wealth Show. Make sure to tune in Thursdays at 5 o'clock right here at 90.7 FM WLMW to find out more about what the drug companies don't want you to know.
What if I told you that you could lose weight simply by drinking coffee? Change your coffee, change your life. Our gourmet estate-grown coffee is infused with powerful herbs that help you melt fat and keep you from feeling hungry for 6+ hours. Get results or your money back. Order yours today at skinnycoffeeshop.com. That's skinnycoffeeshop.com. Tea and water also available. skinnycoffeeshop.com.
Hey folks, if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time taking photos with your mobile phone or posting them to Facebook or Instagram. Well, did you know that you can actually be earning hundreds, even thousands of dollars each month just by uploading them to Instagram? Now, most people are skeptical at first, but this system is the real deal. You can get your hands on an evaluation copy of Instagram Profit, and you can be ready to see money flowing into your account. There are over 150 million users on Instagram, yet less than 1% of them are taking advantage of these money-making secrets. Now, if they knew they could be paying their rent, making their car payment, or just snapping photos and putting them onto Instagram, I bet they would be glued to their cell phones. There are only a limited number of these spots available, however. So if you visit moneymatters3.com right now, you can sign up to take advantage of all the special discounts. That's right, go to moneymatters3.com and get all the info there. moneymatters3.com. Log on now.
How would you like to stress-proof your money and have a roadmap to ease your financial life? Well, now you can. Just visit besttoinvest.net. They offer today's best source of information and advice on finances for the millennials and iGens. You will be provided a key to the system that shows you how to set up your money to automatically fill up your savings, set reoccurring payments to bills or credit card without worrying about missing the due dates. It will even let you focus on the things that really matter, like learning new stuff, hanging out with friends or family. This system works for anyone, even you. That's besttoinvest.net. Why wait? The time is now to take control of your financial future. Visit besttoinvest.net today.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 800-595-2614 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 595-2614 to take your call now. Call 800-595-2614. That's 800-595-2614. Again, 800-595-2614. Bring the rain.
603-672-0573 is the number to call should you wish to join me here on the Rod Eccles Show. Yeah, I'm a little bit fired up this morning. Before I get to the next very hot topic, I just want to bring up something that's, well, it's a hot topic too, but it's a different kind of hot. Just bringing a little bit of levity in the middle of this hot topic stuff, because it's important to, you ever watch a serious movie? Something that's very heavy. It could be a dramatic movie, or it could be like a horror movie or something. Something that's got a lot of heaviness to it, or a lot of intensity. And there's always a moment or two in the movie that they give just a little bit of relief. It usually comes in the form of a little bit of comedy. Well, this is my contribution to that cinematography type of rule, is give people a little bit, except if you are, if you've ever watched now it's simply because of things like Netflix and Hulu and a couple of other services. Even to a certain degree, YouTube. I have been able to watch a lot of foreign made films that I otherwise probably wouldn't watch. And there is a type of foreign film that I just cannot watch. I've watched, I don't know, half a dozen of them, and they're all the same way. And that is Filipino dramas. I mean, they don't let up. I mean, they get down and heavy. I mean, they are intense. And and by American standards, when you think, okay, here comes a break from that intensity, oh no, they double down and they go even deeper. I mean, it is, by the time you get done watching that, you are not only drained, you're full-fledged depressed. And that's because there is no happy ending to these things. I mean, they just leave you down there in the dumps. And if I can't imagine going to a theater because theaters, everybody, you go to a movie, and no matter what the movie is, people come out and they're all excited and happy, like it was a great movie. And, well, even if the movie was disappointing or if it sucked, you're like, well, man, that really sucked. If you went to a theater for a Filipino drama, man, you'd come out of there, where's my shrink? Oh my God, that was, that is how heavy those things are. I don't watch those anymore. I mean, Filipino drama. Nope, not for me. Yeah, those things are awfully heavy. But in any case, here is a little bit of levity since we're not in now if we were in the Philippines, I'd just keep going. I'd just keep going until everybody decided that they needed to see their shrink. But since we're in the U.S., I'm going to bring something to you from the United Kingdom. Yes, that's the UK, from themirror.co.uk. We all know that women fake orgasm during sex. 7 out of 10 women, according to this UK survey of 1,000 females, say that they have faked an orgasm. Now, that's nothing new. Out of a survey of 1,000 UK males, however, here's something a little shocking. And this might be shocking to women. 1 in 3, that would be about 33%, or a third of men surveyed, said that they have faked orgasm during sexual intercourse. Now, I don't know how a guy does it and gets away with it, to tell you the truth. There's obviously physical evidence. I'm supposing, I guess, they hide it. But half the females said they had done so because intercourse was taking too long. Again, that's kind of shocking because all we hear about here in the States is, women like to go longer than most guys, but it was taking too long for these women, I guess. That's half of them that say that they faked it. Okay. Other reasons that women gave were they found the sex boring. A third of women said that they found it boring. That's a warning to us guys not to make it boring. I don't know what women construed to be. What is it? A Hitch with Will Smith? Remember that? I'm not a Hitch. I'm not a love doctor guru type of person. So I don't claim to know everything about women. So I'm not going to even try to even come across as being somebody. I know what women like in general, but yeah, I'm not a love guru. So if they're saying women are saying that a third of them are saying that they found the sex boring, well, going to have to go with it and believe them. Another third said that they were not in the mood, and another third said they were just too tired. And almost a third said that they had consumed too much alcohol. Well, the numbers don't add up because there's a third and a third and a third. 37%, 36%, 35%, and consumed too much alcohol, 28%. That's over 100%, by the way, for those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Rio Linda. Their partner was new and could not satisfy them. That was 16% said that. They didn't, their partner was new and didn't know what they liked. or that they generally struggle to climax through intercourse, 15%. That's a big problem for some women, by the way. They have troubles doing that. But sparing a partner's feelings was the main reason men fake it. 22% of those questioned said that they choose to spare their female partner's feelings. Followed by too much alcohol at 20%. Guys, stop drinking so much. 1 in 10 men said that they had faked an orgasm during a one-night stand after realizing they had made a mistake. You know, the old beer goggles type of thing. So, I don't... that should tell you a lot, actually. I would be more interested in seeing what those numbers were like for married couples. You know, the boyfriend on and off, on again, off again, boyfriend, girlfriend, one night stand things. Forget those. That's just going to happen. For those in a committed relationship or husband and wife, I wonder what those numbers would tell. I think that's more telling. And look, one of the things that those, well, I don't think any culture, whether it be in the West or the East, men and women don't talk about their needs or desires or fantasies or whatever. Maybe one of the big things that you just need to do if you and your spouse, or if you've got a long time significant other, just talk about it. Don't be you know what they say down south, don't be scared. If you find something is routine or boring, talk about it. And see if you can change things up a little bit. That's my non-guru style advice for that type of thing. Then maybe those numbers would change. You wouldn't have a third of the people out there saying that sex was bad, boring, dull, what have you, or made a mistake kind of thing. It should be something that's meant to, God gave it to us for as pleasure and as a blessing, not as a curse. I mean, if you've got to fake it, that means you're looking at this as just a toy and a curse. It's not a toy. It's really not, folks. I mean, it's meant to be a beautiful, pleasurable thing. And if you've got to fake it, then there's something seriously wrong, and you need to talk with your partner about it. And by the way, talking about it, as marriage counselors will say, a lot of times couples break up because they don't talk about issues that are important. And then things come to a head, they argue, they fight, and then just one day they say, that's it, they're done. Instead of just calmly and rationally talking about it. That's everything. Talking about, sex, talking about money, talking about the kids. If you have kids, family, you got to talk about this stuff. Because if you don't talk about it, you're going to end up arguing about it. And if you argue enough about it, you're going to end up, that's going to cause you to break up and split up and tear families apart. So talk about it, folks. Even sex. Talk about it. And you don't necessarily need to go to a professional, but you know what? I say find yourself a good God-believing, God-fearing minister if you need to, and talk and have a conversation together with that person. Yeah, trust me, it's a lot cheaper than divorce. And guys, I know guys always feel like, like their manhood is being questioned if they have to talk about sex, or if their woman questions what they're doing in bed. Get over yourself. You are not God's gift to women. I'm just going to point that out there right now. I don't care who you are, guy. You are not God's gift to women. Just there's nothing wrong. Look, your wife or your girlfriend should be your wife. They're a human being too. And there's nothing written anywhere that a man's supposed to know automatically what every woman wants. Give me a break. You want to talk about the height of arrogance that you can satisfy any woman out there? Give me a break. Don't be a jackass. Talk about it. And don't be so embarrassed about it. There's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, a lot of people find it fun to talk about stuff like that. Try it. You might like it, actually. But with your wife, not with a mistress or what do they call it? A guy. Well, a mistress is the woman that a married man has. What is the what do you call the guy that a married woman is having an affair with? You know, the woman is a mistress. I don't know what the guy is called. Is there even a word for that? There's got to be a word for that. I've just never. I don't think I've ever heard the word said, which is why I don't know of it. Because it's all, double standard. I know some ladies are out there saying, "See, Rod, because that's a double standard. Told you it's a double standard out there. Double standard everywhere. That's a double standard too." Also, Christian Science Monitor is trying to reveal why so few millennials invest in the stock market. Well, they invest in the stock market don't invest in the stock market for two main reasons. One, they don't have any jobs, so they don't have any money. And two, because they've been told Wall Street is the devil. Wall Street is the devil. So, a majority of millennials 18 to 34 do not invest in the stock market, which includes buying individual company stocks, bundles of stocks through mutual funds or exchange-traded funds, or contribute to retirement accounts such as 401ks. Now, according to phone interviews with 1,000 nationally representative adults, results from which were released early this week by investment information website bankrate.com, just 1 in 3 millennials have money in the stock market. The main reason so few is that they can't afford to. They don't have the money because they don't have any jobs. But these are the same millennials that don't have any money because they don't have any jobs, that are going to go and vote for people to give them free stuff, like free college, but not provide them with any jobs. So they're going to get out there and they're going to get their PhD for free, maybe. It really won't be free, but, So they're going to get a master's and PhD, and they're still not going to have any jobs. Except now, the problem is that they're going to have such a self-worth disparity. Well, I have a master's degree, I have a PhD, so instead of just having an associate's or bachelor's degree and being forced to accept a $40,000 or $50,000 a year job, now their perceived net worth is going to be double that. Oh, I have a master's or a PhD, I'm worth $100,000 now. Well, there are no $50,000 jobs out there for you. There sure as hell ain't going to be $100,000 jobs out there for you. But that's where that's what they're going to believe. I can't tell you how many times I've heard these millennials with no experience whatsoever, not even an internship under their belt, no experience, because they have some stupid piece of paper that says they've got a bachelor's degree, a BS or a BA in this. Well, I'm worth this. No, you're not. You have no experience. Well, I've got an education. Well, you know what? I don't have a piece of paper from an Ivy League college, but I've gotten an education too. And I got to tell you, my education is grouped around experience, which means it's far better than your education, which is based on theory.
You're listening to me, your lovable host, L. Rod, here on the Rod Eccles Show.
How would you love to shrink your waistlines fast and easy? Visit shrinkingwaistlines.com. Learn the secrets that so many people are now learning. It's the best natural way to lose weight. Get this, you don't even have to exercise or spend hours at the gym, and you'll never have to starve yourself ever again. Visit shrinkingwaistlines.com and get the 23-second waist shrinking exercise. That's so simple you'll be shocked to see the pounds just fall off. That's shrinkingwaistlines.com. It's time to get into great shape today.
It started with a knock, but it wouldn't end there. What happens in the story next, many wouldn't understand, and most wouldn't believe. 5 + 2 = Perfection by Samuel Rosette Jr. is a must-read. The scriptures within are reminders of the ancient past, and yet intriguingly infuses with texts which stand on the edge of the stage of relevancy. Available online at Westbow Press, Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and SamuelRosetteJr.com.
We've all heard of male enhancement, but now there's an expert on true male enhancement in the areas that really count. In Herb Ellis's book, Husband 2.0, Real Male Enhancement, you'll find answers to questions like, why doesn't she want to have sex? A quick start, quick results workout guide, plus what you can do as a side hustle to make money now. With all the great tips in this book, every man can benefit. Get the book, Husband 2.0, Real Male Enhancement, on Amazon.com.
How would you love to have your very own money-making website? Well, now you can. Just visit onlinehealthsource.net and become an affiliate, promoting and selling some of today's hottest new products, like anti-aging creams, supplements for him or her, HGH products, weight loss supplements, and much, much more. That's onlinehealthsource.net, offering you the chance to earn great money online, promoting products that everyone wants. onlinehealthsource.net. Sign up today and start your own online business right now.
603-672-0573. If you wish to call and join me here on the Rod Eccles Show. I'm not going to get into it this time around, but in the next hour, well, I guess I can start it now. I will just carry it over into the next hour. There has been a rash. No, what the hell? Just going to go diving into it. Now, first of all, I want people to understand, I am a firm believer in law and order. Now, let me preface that by saying constitutional law and order. Because there's a lot of laws in the books that I do not stand behind because I believe that they're anti-constitutional. And I hold a lot of, as we like to call them, law enforcement officers to task for trying to uphold these unconstitutional laws. Now, their first duty is to uphold the Constitution, not to uphold the law. Not to uphold these laws that violate the Constitution. And we can see that a number of these laws, on purpose, put police officers at the opposite end of the spectrum of citizens. Now, let me give you an example. And understand, I have a lot of friends who are police officers. Look, I know a couple of FBI agents. I know a number of state troopers, both here and in Massachusetts and even in New York State. So I think I have a friend. I think I had somebody I went to high school with that's an Illinois state trooper. We were good. I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but I do remember the last class reunion that I went to. He was talking about, we were friends in high school, pretty good friends, talking about being a trooper in Illinois. I don't know why the hell he moved to Illinois and didn't become a trooper out there. I don't know, but he's a trooper out there. And I know quite a few what we call townies or local cops. And I got to tell you, except for one instance in New York State a long time ago, except for this one instance, I have never had a bad experience with a state trooper. I mean, sure, they're not perfect and they've done some stupid things. I agree, yeah. Even in Massachusetts, I got pulled over once. I never should have been pulled over because they were doing something because I know my rights. When I question him on it, he kind of stuttered. Gotcha, trooper. You know you did something wrong. But he wasn't mean or belligerent about it. And frankly, he was young. He couldn't have been older than 25. And by the way he carried himself, he was not former military. There's a difference. You can almost tell the cops that were former military versus the cops that just came out of college and the academy. There's a big difference between them. There really is. But yeah. So he did not have that air of military training in him or about him. But we were still pleasant, and we parted ways, friendly. No, that was it. Wasn't a bad experience. So, except for that one time in New York, upper New York State, I've never had a bad experience with a trooper. Interesting. All of my bad experiences seem to come from what we call townies. Now, do troopers get more extensive training than city and town cops? That's highly possible. Could be that that the state trooper level has a much higher criteria. I think that's really the case. They have a much higher criteria to become a trooper, or in some states they call them state patrol, or like in California, highway patrol. Basically state police. I don't know why there's such a stark difference. Now, some other people may have different experience. Like, I've never had run-ins with Southern state police. I don't, personally myself, if I go south the Mason-Dixon line while driving, I don't mess around. I put that cruise control right there on the speed limit dot. That's it. I don't fool with those. I don't mess with those people. I know better. But we have a number of instances, and this usually comes from townies. No, you could be going down now. Look, this happened to me recently. See, in New Hampshire, you have, when you go and register your car, you basically, depending on when that month that you registered, if you're re-registering your car and renewing it, then you basically, they tell you have 10 days, but you basically have the month because it's your birthday month. You basically have that month once you get the new sticker put on to get your car inspected. And if you do it outside of your birthday month or at the end of your birthday month, you basically have 10 days to do it. So roughly, if you were to say that you register your car, for me, like say May 31st, because May is my birthday month, then I would have until June 10th to get it inspected. Well, we're in May. Just registered my car. Now, I don't even know how he noticed. Townie. Pretty heavy traffic. Does a U-turn in heavy traffic, before he flips on his blues, he does a U, flips on his lights, pulls me over. You know why I pulled you over? No, I don't. Well, because you don't have a new inspection sticker. I looked at him and I said, you got to be kidding me. You do realize it's May, right? If you can obviously see the difference, you can see it's May. Yeah, license and registration. I said, for what? Your stop is illegal. The guy was pretty belligerent about it, too. Oh, well, it is what it is, I guess.
Autopsy finds that seaman James Derek Lovelace died of drowning May 6th in Coronado, California, with a heart problem as a contributing factor. But the medical examiner ruled the death a homicide, saying his instructor repeatedly dunked Lovelace during a pool exercise while the 21-year-old was struggling. The report says instructors are supposed to create adverse conditions by splashing, making waves, and yelling at students, but they are reportedly advised not to dunk or pull students underwater. The homicide ruling does not necessarily mean a crime occurred, and the instructor has not been charged. I'm Sandy Kozel.
An immigration enforcement advocacy organization says it is a travesty that Democratic senators would rather protect the rights of illegal alien criminals than protect the safety and security of American citizens.
The bill came to be known as Kate's Law, named for Kate Steinle, who was brutally murdered by a convicted illegal alien felon who had a deportation order but was out on the street because of San Francisco's sanctuary city policy. Texas Senator Ted Cruz introduced the Stop Illegal Reentry Act. It would require mandatory minimum sentences for those who have been deported and then come back into the United States illegally and are convicted of an aggravated felony. But the vote was 55 to 42, shy of the 60 votes required to move to a final vote on the legislation. And by 53-44 vote, the Senate failed to advance a related bill called the Stop Dangerous Sanctuary Cities Act, aimed at revoking federal grants provided to sanctuary cities that refuse to comply with Homeland Security requests to detain illegal aliens. Ira Melman is a spokesman for the Federation for American Immigration Reform, or FAIR.
The members of the Senate who prevent anything from happening to these local jurisdictions, to look those families in the eye and explain to them why it's more important to protect criminal aliens than it is to protect the safety and security of their loved ones. But of course that never happens.
But Melman says we as voters get to face these politicians come November.
These are the sorts of things that people should bear in mind when they go to the polls.
July 1st was the first anniversary of Steinle's murder. I'm Chad Groening.
A theme park attraction in Kentucky centered around a life-size version of Noah's Ark opens to the public today. Bill Bumpus reports.
Ark Encounter, located in Williamstown, Kentucky, about 40 miles south of Cincinnati, features a recreation of Noah's Ark, 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, and 7 stories high. In addition, there's a zoo, zip lines, and restaurant, among other attractions. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held Tuesday with the mayor of Williamstown doing the honors.
On behalf of the city of Williamstown and the state of Kentucky, I would like to officially declare the Ark Encounter open.
The ceremony was attended by some 7,000 to 8,000 people and streamed live on the Ark Encounter YouTube channel. Ken Ham, the president and CEO of Answers in Genesis and the man behind the Creation Museum and Ark Encounter, told the crowd that the Ark will serve as a reminder to the world, just as Joshua set 12 stones at the Jordan River as a reminder of how God miraculously led them.
The Ark is to be a reminder. We build it as a reminder. It's our 12 stones to remind the coming generations of the truth of God's Word. It's our way of presenting the truth of God's Word and the gospel to the world.
More information is available at arkencounter.com. I'm Bill Bumpus.
A new Auto Club report says not all gasolines are the same. Shirley Smith explains.
Many motorists might be clogging their cars' engines by not using gasoline with enough added detergents. Federal rules have been in place since 1996, requiring that all gas have some of the engine cleaning additives. But a lot of the major brands have extra detergents. Still, a lot of people forego those because they cost about 3 cents more a gallon. But without the additive, you get carbon deposits, and that reduces a car's mileage, increases emissions, and hurts the performance. I'm Shirley Smith.
Fewer Americans sought unemployment benefits last week. The Labor Department says weekly applications fell 16,000 to 254,000. The 4-week average, which is less volatile, dipped slightly to just over 264,000. American Family News is online at onenewsnow.com and on the One News Now mobile app. I'm Steve Keith.
The Decision America Tour with Franklin Graham.
I'm traveling to all 50 states to hold prayer rallies. We're asking Christians to take a stand and pray and engage in your community by living and sharing your faith at home, in public, and at the ballot box. And I'm going to be sharing the gospel.
You'll find rally dates and locations, plus information on how you can be involved at DecisionAmericaTour.com.
Now is the time to take a stand.
American Family
Radio.
With tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-600-9471. That's 800-600-9471. 800-600-9471.
You want to know what time it is? It's time to bring the rain.
Zinc Media. Feel the power of knowledge.
Things that I often relate when I'm talking about over-policing is that now, and again, I have to preface by saying I don't know what the traffic stop was about. I mean, you can only suspect what it was about, but I have seen people, at least in one particular incident, by a townie pulling over somebody else, having them pull over on the side because they had one headlight out. And that's notorious around here for officers to do that. The problem is that the cruiser that the officer was pulling this person over in also had a headlight out. So you got to ask, what is this kind of thing? I mean, look, I've been pulled over because, many cars today have two license plate lamps, and I've been pulled over because one of those lamps was burned out. And his reasoning, well, I couldn't read it. I'm like, what do you mean you couldn't read it? I can read it. I mean, it's really, you gotta ask, is that the kind of stuff that is really causing people or helping people to be safe? Or is it causing police officers to encounter the public in an adversarial way when they don't need to be? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we're going through, as some people think we're going through, we have these rash of shootings. We don't have a rash of shootings. Look, there's one thing I can say that we can say about gun violence in this country is that here in the United States, our police officers shoot more of our citizens dead than in any other country on the planet. We do. But yet and still, I don't hear the left talking about us well, yes, I guess they are talking about disarming the police in some instances. But there's no movement to disarm the police. Sure, you've got this stupid organization, what do they call, Cop Block? But at the same time, even though most of their stuff is propaganda and anti-police, some of the stuff is hard to refute. And when I say that is that what we have going on today is far more police overreach and brutality today than we used to have, even in minority communities. Because I know a lot of people will say, and I've taken somebody to task on my own pages, referring to black people as porch monkeys. Look, that doesn't help anything. And I realize that sometimes there's a bias when it comes to dealing with blacks. There's no denying that. There is. Now, granted, in some jurisdictions, like Chicago, sure, cops have a reason to be, on their toes because the crime rate in the black communities is high. But that's not true for the rest of the country. And it's not just blacks. I'm sorry, when somebody has 2 or 3 or 4 officers on top of them, and I have seen, and I know there are some people out there that even listen to this program that don't think the police should be photographed or videoed. I'm trying to figure out why that is. Because we know that, sure, a video doesn't tell the whole story. I know the left picks it apart. You don't see what happens beforehand that causes the ire of the cop to rise. But understand, the aftermath is still the same. And it's not just with blacks. Cops kill white people at nearly the same rate as they kill black people. I mean, granted, all you see on these tapes, because it's inflammatory, is a white cop and a black suspect. It's inflammatory. It's not so inflammatory for a white cop and a white suspect, or even a black cop and a white suspect. Not so inflammatory. It's just highly inflammatory with a white cop and a black suspect. But if you look at the stats, they're about the same. If you look at the federal stats when it comes to policing and shootings by officers, the stats are about the same. So if that's the case, then you've got to ask, what is going on with our policing? And I've been warning people it's because we have too many laws. We have too many laws, and we have too many people that are on a power trip because they have a badge and a gun and they should not be an officer. It is more important that you have the right people with a badge and a gun than ever before. And understand that, there's a brotherhood there. That cops will protect cops at all costs. Look, we've got these no-knock things. And how many times have we heard, and this happens more often than we're told. All you got to do is look at the federal stats. You can find all that stuff on, the FBI crime stats and Department of Justice stats and all that kind of stuff online on all these. This is where I go to get this information. I don't believe, left-leaning or liberal or even right-leaning sites for this stuff. I go directly to the source. And what they're telling me at these sources, government sources, is that we have a problem. Was it Indiana has enacted, I think Kentucky has enacted laws that the citizenry has a right to shoot back and even kill a police officer if the police officer is in the wrong. Now, I'm not saying I advocate that, but like I tell everybody, look, I'm a human being, and I have every right to defend my life from anybody. I don't care who that other person is. I have a right to defend my life. If I am not in the act or being pursued because of real criminal activity, I have a right to protect myself and my property. If there is a no-knock, they come busting through my door and it's the wrong house, I have every right. I don't know who you are. I have every right to defend myself. Because far too often we have seen in these no-knock situations where innocent people and or their pets have been killed. So this whole notion that some people say, well, if you don't do anything wrong, you won't have any interaction with the police. That's a lie. And they know it's a lie. I mean, you could just be driving down the road and all of a sudden, poof, a bulb blows. You don't know your bulb is blown. You pulled out of your driveway and all the lights were working. You go halfway down the street. We don't have any sensors in our cars that tell you, hey, bulb is blown, bulb is blown. And the next thing you know, you're getting pulled over and you got a gun in your face. That also happens more often than is being reported. I remember when I was just a teenager. Well, no, I was 20-something. With my girlfriend, she had a newspaper route. She delivered the Wall Street Journal. Now, if anybody knows the Wall Street Journal is delivered between 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning. No, she had been doing this for a year. I helped her out numerous times. One night, townie, we're delivering papers. Somebody comes up behind us, throws on their high beams, no lights. They don't get it. We wait. They don't get out of their car. So we pull forward to deliver to the next homes. Next thing we know, we've got 2 locals with their guns drawn on us. Their first reaction, you don't move when there's a cop behind you. Excuse me? Well, first of all, we couldn't tell who you were because you had brights on, and we sat there for a good couple of minutes. Nobody did or said anything, heard nothing from you. We didn't know what you were doing. Frankly, we have a job to do here. We're delivering newspapers. We've been doing this for a year. So again, I ask you, you're going about your daily business. Next thing you know, there's a gun in your face. What do? A lot of people say, well, you comply. Well, we can see in video clearly sometimes when people are complying, the cop is screaming something else. Person is on the ground. Cop is still yelling, get on the ground, get on the ground. Person has both their hands behind them and they're cuffed. And the cop keeps screaming, stop resisting, and the person is just looking like surprised. Resisting what? That's the kind of stuff that scares the average citizen to death. And I'm telling you, this kind of nonsense has got to stop. We need to start rolling back these laws that put the police in such an adversarial position with the regular citizenry. And then we need to do a better screening job and better training job of the officers out there. Again, I've said, I haven't had a bad run-in with a state trooper. Maybe it's because state troopers, at least in the states that I'm familiar with, get more and more extensive training than the locals. Maybe that's what we need. Well, that's going to cost money, Rod. These small towns can. I understand. But when you're looking at the vast majority of fatal shootings happening to both blacks and whites in this country are coming from what we call townies or locals, you've got a problem with your local police department. Look, your troopers, they interact with the public probably even more often on an individual basis than a townie because that's what they're tasked to do. And yet they seem to have far less problems based on the statistics. So when I see or hear about these 2 latest shootings, I'm scratching my head thinking, what the hell is going on? Now, sure, we can say, well, this and this, but the problem is that if everything's on the up and up, why do we have in these situations so often? These cops are armed with body cameras that these fatal. A little strange. And I'm not talking about the Freddie Gray. The Freddie Gray thing is that's just a horrible incident. Those cops never should have been charged for that kind of stuff. That was stupid. In fact, the prosecuting attorney Mosby should be brought up against on abuse of power charges. She really should. Look, when the cops are in the right, I'm going to stand by them. I don't believe those cops in Ferguson did a darn thing wrong. They should never have been put through what they were put through. But that doesn't mean some of these other cops should not be taken to task. Just because you have a badge, you do not have You do not automatically have the right to take somebody else's life. You don't. And I, for one, am not going to stand by and say just because somebody... Look, one of the things that at least one of my friends has had to do, that is a state trooper, is he's actually had to arrest another cop because that cop broke the law. It's devastating for them to have to do that. But you know what's more devastating? Is a criminal with a badge.
You're listening to me, your lovable host, Rod, here on the Rod Eccles Show.
How would you love to shrink your waistlines fast and easy? Visit shrinkingwaistlines.com. Learn the secrets that so many people are now learning. It's the best natural way to lose weight. Get this, you don't even have to exercise or spend hours at the gym, and you'll never have to starve yourself ever again. Visit shrinkingwaistlines.com and get the 23-second waist shrinking exercise. That's so simple you'll be shocked to see the pounds just fall off. That's shrinkingwaistlines.com. It's time to get into great shape today.
It started with a knock, but it wouldn't end there. What happens in the story next, many wouldn't understand, and most wouldn't believe. 5 + 2 = Perfection by Samuel Rosette Jr. is a must-read. The scriptures within are reminders of the ancient past, and yet intriguingly infuses with texts which stand on the edge of the stage of relevancy. Available online at Westbow Press, Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and SamuelRosetteJr.com.
We've all heard of male enhancement, but now there's an expert on true male enhancement in the areas that really count. In Herb Ellis's book, Husband 2.0, Real Male Enhancement, you'll find answers to questions like, why doesn't she want to have sex? A quick start, quick results workout guide, plus what you can do as a side hustle to make money now. With all the great tips in this book, every man can benefit. Get the book, Husband 2.0, Real Male Enhancement, on Amazon.com.
How would you love to have your very own money-making website? Well, now you can. Just visit onlinehealthsource.com.